Here we are. No place other than my Age of Empires 2 Conquerors walkthrough, but this time it's no more El Cid, no more Attila the Hun. We have moved on to the green guy, Montezuma. We are the Aztecs now. We have 6 scenarios to take care of against some of our Aztecan or Mayan enemies, and then we'll expand out to take down the Spanish. No, it's not going to be El Cid. It's going to be Cortez, and he's going to come looking for some gold and then looking for some land. And we're not going to allow him to take that from us, and we're going to try to turn the tide of history and complete the Montezuma campaign and defend our homeland, Central America. So here in the first scenario, the Reign of Blood, you're going to be matched against 3 of your enemies, your tribal enemies, I don't know, or the domestic enemies, if you want to say. You have to capture the 4 shrines, which are monasteries, and then place a relic in each of the 4 shrines. Usually the relic is right next to each of the shrines, so you're not going to have to worry about carrying a relic a long distance. You must defend the shrines that are sacred to the god Quetzalcoatl. Making new monasteries will not be sufficient to please him, so you cannot make new monasteries. They took that away from you. Your enemies will attempt to destroy the shrines, so you have to defend them, obviously, after you capture a shrine, so I recommend not going for the shrines too early. And Aztec monks get 5+ hit points each monastery upgrade you get, you research. So that is a nice little bonus thing. It's like a perk. And then you are restricted to the Castle Age, unfortunately. So we are green, and we begin in this area right here. Our enemies, Tlatiluco, are red, are to the west, and they train man-at-arms and eagle warriors. They're very unintimidating, so we're going to try to get rid of them early, or at least get rid of one of their buildings early. Tepanaka, orange, is, I think they're our most dangerous enemy, but the game says Xochimilco, purple, I don't know how to say that, are your most dangerous enemies. They will live far to the north, and they have a castle, both Tepanaka and Xochimilco. Xochimilco have castles, Tlatiluco does not. And to defend against these guys, we're going to have to make castles of our own, and it's the most important thing that you get stone early on. So we're going to pump out 4 villagers right away. We're going to have 1 villager go up here and start building a wall. You have a bunch of turkey that you're going to want to... and I have a phone call real quick, so I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that. I have no idea what that is. And there's a stone mine over here. You want to get food, obviously.
I hear the growl of the jaguar. Is this a bad omen?
Means he's hungry. Okay, so someone's leaving a message on the answering machine. Hopefully you're not hearing that. But anyways, that's beside the point. We're going to put a stone wall down. You obviously want to get it up on a hill, because you don't want to be firing uphill, because that'll take away from your range of your castle. So once these guys are ready, you can build a mill for yourself. You can have these eagle warriors immediately rush over here. You want to send them over to Tlatiluco so they can take down their barracks and continue to get stone quickly, as quickly as you can at least. And this jaguar looks like he's hungry, so he's going to send his jaws over here and try to kill my villagers. Oh my goodness, they're getting just stormed. So we're going to try to garrison up our villagers in this town center. And it looks like we can fit a gate in there. Once you get a castle up in this scenario, the scenario is pretty much over. You're not going to really worry about any of your enemies. One castle at each wall, and there's going to be 2 walls that you're going to build, is going to be enough for you to be able to complete the scenario. And they should be quick enough where these guys don't do too much damage to us. And the barracks is over here. You're going to have to kill a couple militia, I believe, right away. And we're going to send them back to work. And you're going to get some food for us, because getting more food allows us to get more stone. And there should be about 2 or 3 militia right over here. Alright, so there's 2. You want to take down this barracks. They don't use that archery range, so once this barracks is down, they won't have produced another unit producer for a while. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to lose one of our eagle warriors, but slowly but surely we'll be able to take down this barracks. You might want to accompany these guys with a militia or 2, but I think that's too too much of a loss of food early on. So there's some turkey over here that you want to get as well, and once this guy's done, he looks like he's got that secured. You want to come over here and you want to corner or bottleneck off another point over here. So taking on this barracks will help you out. That'll stunt Tlatiluco's growth for a while. And whenever you can, just set the rally point over here and get some stone. You're going to have to get some stone right up because you're not going to be able to do any defending against. Tepanaka and Tlatiluco have some pretty strong assaults, surprisingly, for early on in the game, and that's gonna startle you if you don't have a good defenses up. There's some boards out here as well, or javelins, javelina, or javelin. I'm not exactly sure how to say it. You can get wheelbarrow as well, which is probably a better decision for getting technologies than. So Tepanaka is really quick. They like to send their units out right away, and unfortunately we're not ready for them. So we're going to have to garrison some of our units up. And looks like there's a gap over there. I needed to do some more scouting. And let's see what they go for. They usually go for the town center, since I don't have any other buildings up right now. Let's hopefully they don't get my turkeys. I want my turkey. Don't you take my turkey. No Thanksgiving dinner for me then. Alright, so it looks like they're going for these houses. You want to send these villagers back to their mining camp, and then we're going to garrison up our town center and hopefully take down those villagers. Hopefully it's not out of range. No, I don't want to kill any of you. Alright, so this guy, have him scout out. Looks like they came in from this gap. So you want to build your wall right here. It looks like it could be a scout. And I didn't want to build it that far, so destroy that. And how is that too far away to attack? That is not true. Alright, so we're just going to have to draw these archers in here now. Usually, the Tepanaka comes from both the west and the north, while Tlatiluco usually... Well, I guess there's no trend. They usually come from either direction. And this will do a little bit of a draw, and maybe... Yeah, we didn't lose it either. So, these guys will go down quickly. They're just mere archers. That's still too far away to attack, which is a buzzkill. And I don't really need those houses too badly, but I do need these villagers, and I'm going to continue to produce villagers. Aren't you noticing there's a green person next to you? Jeez, get over here. Alright, so let's get rid of these guys for once and all, or for once and for all, excuse me. And get our guys back to work. Needed. Alright, so send them back to work. You need to get that stone now. You got more room for another villager, and it would be nice to get a guard tower up over here as well. So I'm going to build a little jut in the wall right there just in case I screw up on my construction of this wall. And how's this doing? Just keep monitoring this. This is slowly going down. You see right there, Tlatiluco is very slow. But the thing is, they have very aggressive villagers, so they won't allow you to... I believe they've put a different style into Tlatiluco, so it prevents you from more easily taking out the town center of Tlatiluco. Because if you did that right away, this scenario would be a joke, even more so than it already is. And the thing about the Montezuma campaign, it's kind of intimidating because you're unable to produce cavalry, but the scenarios 1 through 4 are a joke, so you can kind of deal with the lack of cavalry for just 2 hard scenarios in order to complete a campaign. So those guys are continuing to work, and these miners are going a little bit slow, but I am building a wall right now. And you need some wood, obviously, to allow yourself to produce a guard tower if you'd want to, which is a good thing to get, and it'll distract some of their units. So we just need 25 wood, but if you can get stone out early, and I don't know what this is. A little traffic jam there. Don't let them get a hernia. That's all I can say. Alright, so we're going to have another person getting food, and we can leave this guy over here for right now. You can also get one person going for wood in case you do need to build a watchtower. And excuse me, it's not a guard tower. We are in the feudal age. And we need to go to the the castle age in order to get the castle, obviously. So you're gonna need a big boost in food. It looks like we have enough miners, stone miners. We got 10, so that's sufficient. You might want to double reinforce these walls in case you're not confident that you'll be able to defend off some of the early attacks. But Tlatiluco will definitely not be giving an early attack to you. There's also some fish right here that you don't want to overlook as well. We got some turkey, so we're going to send them over there. Don't want to skimp out on the turkey. And it's important that you don't go immediately for the farms like you might think you would. It is nice with the Aztecs. They do get crop rotation. So once we do have the opportunity to make farms, we'll be definitely jumping all over that. And now stone is... There's another stone patch over here, so we won't really have to worry about not having enough stone in this scenario. You're going to want to make a castle right here and maybe a couple guard towers right here later on to defend your shrines. And it looks like I'm going to need a lumberjack, so I'm going to send you over there, and hopefully I won't get hit right there. So send these 2 eagle warriors and take down this archery range. They will build another, what's it called? So we have minus the 2 turkeys, we have 7. They will build another barracks somewhere in their base, but we're not going to worry about that right now. This is going to stunt them for long enough for us to be able to react. And I kind of had a little bit of oversight here with not getting these houses up right away. It is important that you get more villagers out there, especially with the food problem. So and it would be a good idea to take down a boar or 2. But because this boar is outside of your gates, or the javelin, javelina, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I'm gonna have to look that up. Don't want to be screwing that up throughout this whole scenario or this campaign. And one thing that's nice, villagers carry +5, so you're thinking, wow, I already can get 15 wood because I have 15 wood right there with 1 drop off. Well, that's because of the +5, and usually it's only 10, but thankfully that's one of the nice upgrades. And throughout the scenario, the units that you're going to be producing are primarily going to be Jaguar warriors, Eagle warriors, and crossbowmen, and eventually arbalists. So, and it looks like our stone is looking great right now. Alright, so now we can build another house comfortably. So I'm going to plop down a house right there, and obviously you would think, oh, just build a castle. Well, obviously I cannot do that. And you cannot build a town center quite yet either, because you're in the feudal age, and if you could easily take down Tlatiluco by just bringing a band of villagers over there and garrisoning them in a town center right next to their base. But obviously you need to be in the castle age for that, and that will take some time away from you in order to get a what's it called? Excuse me, a town center and castles. So it's most important that you get to the castle age right now. And because we're going to have to wait till we get 1,300 stone, because we want to be able to get two castles up. So we're going to, once we get to that, we're going to send all these miners over here and have them gather food, whether that be with these shorefish over here. And if you want to get some more wood, get some more villagers up. So that's good. It's good for right now. We can redirect their focus to whatever food's around us. And it looks like we can get this javelin or whatever. And you always want to go for javelin. When you have a large group of villagers, you will lose some of your villagers for sure if you only go with 2. So that, or 2 or 3. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but maybe if you're tactical and I don't know, you very quick villagers, whatever, you gotta have loom. And javelins lose food, obviously, like any other animal, so you want to have as many villagers there as you can at one time. And I'm not going to spend... You could get a little bit more stone in case you want to build a watchtower right now, because I have enough to build a watchtower in terms of wood. But we're going to be getting to the castle age. You can do that as you're researching the castle age, no problem. And you don't want to spend any gold. That's the problem with making militia to help out your eagle warriors, is that you're going to have to get some gold somehow, and that just kind of makes you go out of the way a little bit for your direct goals. So once you get a castle up over here, maybe you want to build the wall out a little bit further than I did, because you don't want to be firing uphill. Once you get castles up here and over there, this scenario's over. They really can't do much, and if you want to reinforce your walls, you're going to have an even better time. So they got a huge chunk of steak over there. I want to cook that on the grill. Fire up the grill, people. So it looks like we're gonna have enough for the castle age right now. So I'm gonna build a. We're gonna have these guys build a blacksmith now. I need a couple feudal age buildings, and so we're gonna have them going for a blacksmith. So nope, not enough wood there. So go for this tree, and you want to go basically for the cheapest building that you can create in the feudal age that will allow you to advance. So whether that be a blacksmith or it would be a blacksmith or a watchtower. I believe that suffices as a feudal age building. You're going to need 2, so I'd recommend going for either. See right there, you can tell they already built that barracks, but they won't have any upgrades yet because of the fact that they haven't had the barracks, so they're not going to have any men-at-arms. So these guys are done with that initial wood, or it looks like almost. I'm going to have one person work on this blacksmith. Once these guys drop it off, I'm going to have all of them work on it. And then we're going to build a market. And that's kind of startling, but it's not too dangerous. Looks like we'll be able to take him out. Alright, so right there, we got some militia in the way. They'll probably become men-at-arms pretty soon here. And, alright, so beautiful. Build this market right now. And a ton of lumberjacks. Don't need all of them necessarily. Just get them ready to build, whether you want to build a castle, a couple watchtowers right away. But now we'll be ready to go to the castle age, and then I'm going to get wheelbarrow. So once I have the opportunity, obviously. So don't get cartography. There's no need. And you're going to have some of these guys, I would say, send 7 over here to work on this. And you need to get more going for the wood. Obviously, you have enough food to last you a little bit. And you need some more wood for sure because you're going to get a lot of farms. That's going to be your main source of food throughout this scenario. So we're going to send these guys over here now. We're going to have ourselves build a castle, and hopefully they'll be able to stand up under the assault right there. And these guys continue to get stone. And I'm going to build. We're going to have these guys build a watchtower right now because if you're going to have one unit sneak through, it's not going to. You don't want it to be a melee unit because you're not going to have murder holes quite yet. And make sure these guys are out of the range of these archers. They will go for you and isolate you. Their attack on you, that is. So continue to get the wood so you can go right to the university. And then murder holes obviously you need some food and stone for that. And thankfully we have enough stone for a castle right away once we get to the castle age. And you can upgrade, I believe, to the guard tower. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, you can. So we can go to the guard tower if we really need to. And go for these militia first because obviously a castle will be able to take down ranged units. It doesn't have murder holes, that is. So just plot out where we're going to build a castle. You want to be able to get this gold mine as well. So you probably want to put this castle butting up against this watchtower. And this watchtower, the nice thing is that if you have it slightly more west than your castle, so this guy's just doing unnecessary scouting for me. If you have it slightly more west than your castle, it will draw some of the fire. I don't know if it's from scorpions and whatnot. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. And now we can pump out a wheelbarrow, which we should get. And obviously we're going to need some more food for murder holes then, unfortunately. So they're not going for the villagers, so we should be fine. As long as we're taking on these archers, we'll be good. And you want to plop over here with bump over there with their other villagers, and that will getting that castle up will keep you from having to build too many houses. So university, we can get going now. So we'll put it right there, might as well. And this is a nice and calm scenario. So we got about 1 minute left. I'd like to get another castle up in this part with Tepanaka. Their plumbed archers are pretty dangerous. And you want to get Fletching, Bogdan Arrow, and whatnot to help out your castles as well. So it looks like that would be a good spot for it. And you can stay out of the range of the plumbed archers. Plumbed archers fire very quickly, and they're pretty powerful. So got to be wary of them. Get 2 more villagers going. And once you have the opportunity, you can build a lumber camp. I would say over here somewhere. We're going to do a little bit of scouting because you don't want to take away from your lumber wall, if you will. So it looks like they're mixing up their attack. They're bringing some of their archers over here. Tepanaka is. And obviously you don't have great aim yet. And we can't get ballistics because that would require gunpowder units and whatnot. So with that up, we can build a lumber camp of our own. So you want to build a lumber camp over here somewhere, and these guys will do some work for you. So once this castle's up, I'm going to call it a day, call it a video. So hopefully this guy has got you on your feet and going, because it can be kind of an overwhelming first scenario if you don't get these castles up and walls up right away. Because Tepanaka and Oxamilco, or whatever you say it, are very aggressive, and surprisingly Tlatiluco is further ahead of them. Maybe it's because I took out some of their units. So that is it for part 1 of the Reign of Blood, and I'll see you guys back in part 2. We'll be doing some more base building.